20 seconds. 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Okay. Rep your city. Let me see the mic. Rep your city. Give me the mic. Rep your city. I got you. Rep your city. I'm gonna tell you how mine. Rep your city.
It's time for us to go live, so rep your city. I really would appreciate if y'all roll with me. Feeling this music cause it makes me wanna step. And if you don't want it to, then you lying to yourself. Cause every time we party, we gon' have fun. I don't know about you, but I'ma rep where I'm from.
Rep your city. Okay. Rep your city. Let me see the mic. Rep your city. Give me the mic. Rep your city.
Welcome to the RYC Live show this evening. I am your host for tonight. My name is Artistic, and we're back once again. Each and every Friday, we do this at 8 p.m. live broadcasting here in Chicago. And we always try to bring you a special guest. And tonight, we definitely have another special guest. But before we get underway with our special guest tonight, we just wanted to go over a few reminders. If you have not done so already, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, RYC Live. That is RYC Live. You can subscribe to our channel and keep in tune with us. Keep following us. Follow us also on Facebook and Instagram under RYC Live. Also, Rep Your City on Facebook, Rep Your City or RYC Live. If you'd like to be a future guest on a future show, please do send us an email to ryclive@yahoo.com. That's ryclive@yahoo.com. So I want to send a quick shout out to all my crewmates and family here at the RYC Live team, repping their city, rep your city, rep my city. And, once again, it's a privilege and an honor to be alive here in this day and time on this Friday, June 10th, here in Chicago and just around the world. Shout out to all the viewers tuning in. If you want to make sure you continue to share, we ask you to share this broadcast and engage with us tonight. Send us a comment. If you have any questions, send us some questions for our guests tonight. So without further ado, we got my homeboy. I haven't talked to my brother in years. It's been a minute. Haven't seen him since the 90s. And, we're going to talk about, he kind of plays a little role on both the East Coast and here in the Midwest. But he's going to talk about some of his history coming from out of New York and obviously his history here in Chicago. So, this should be definitely an interesting interview. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my brother to everyone. My man, the legend, DJ Kaze One. There he is. What's going on, man?
Chilling, man. How you doing?
Man, it's good to see you, man. Long time. It's been a long time in coming.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, So, hey, man, thank you, man, and welcome to the RYC Live show, man. It's good to see your face after all these years.
Word, I got a surprise guest, the original Brown Nose, that she refuses to not let me do this alone, so she may have something to say every now and then.
Oh, okay. All right. She might help you out there, huh?
Yeah, man. You know what's crazy about her? I didn't think I was going to have cats again. And when I used to DJ for Craig Mack for a few years, and when he had passed, it was a stray cat that I used to always feed. And it was cold, so I let in the garage another cat that was from a litter, and she gave birth to three. One passed away at doing birth, but she gave birth at the same time he transitioned. So I kind of just kept them, you know what I mean? So it's two of them.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was my homie, and it was just like he passes and they're born at the exact same time, you know, the transition period. So I kept them, you know.
That's
I
what's
don't
up.
call them Craig and Mac though. I don't do that.
Hey, look,
I call them
cats
by
are
their
cool.
personalities.
Cats are real cool, man. So I know, you know,
Yeah.
that be a good add to the family.
Yeah, and she just, you know, she just made herself so comfortable this quick. She wasn't thinking about us when you have your hole, and then she just popped up. So it was
Like,
showtime. Here she just popped
look.
up in the mix.
She said, oh, we live?
Yeah, she's like, I'm a shine right now. You know.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, listen, my dear brother, man. Let's share your story with the viewers, man. They're tuning in, so people are gonna be listening to hear your story. So, what was it like for you, man, coming up in New York back in the day? What was it that influenced you to want to connect to this thing we love and are been a part of for so many years called hip hop? What was that like for you coming up when you first got into it?
Well, I mean, you know, growing up in New York, I mean, Brooklyn, and well, yeah, New York, Brooklyn, whatever. It was like you seen things going on, but you so young, you don't really comprehend what's going on. You just doing it. You know, I remember the first time we seen what was it, Shalimar?
Yeah. Jeffrey
He was the
Daniels?
first one ever moonwalk. That's what we seen moonwalk. When Michael Jackson, it was him.
Yeah.
That was the first person we ever seen moonwalk. You know what I
Yes,
mean? So,
yes. As a matter
you
of fact,
know, it's just,
he was one of Michael Jackson's instructors on showing him how to do, and it was originally called the backslide.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes, you know, everybody breakdancing and pop locking, and you know, you had some cats that went on and beyond in breakdancing. That wasn't really my forte because
okay.
I could do maybe a little flip, and that'd be like, that's about it for me. Maybe, and that's I breaking my neck and all that. Nah. So I already knew that wasn't my forte,
Okay.
you know. But as far as I wasn't on MC, so that wasn't happening.
Okay.
Nah, that wasn't happening, you know. But DJing, I was like, I don't know. It was like it was challenging. It was because you taking back in the day, we didn't have 12s. You know, remember we used to have them big stereos with the console and it'd be the
Yep.
turntable, the big speakers. We was taking the knob and cutting.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because listening to hip hop growing up, I was listening to Africa Islam on WHBI, Awesome 2, and you heard different types of DJs, and of course was Red Alert, who was in the more popular radio station, Kiss FM at the time, and DJ Chuck Chill Out and Marley Marl. So you start hearing these scratches, you try to like manipulate the sound. And you like, and they had patterns, so he did pat like Chuck Chill Out was and Red Alert was ta 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 ta, and Marley was like, and he'd do like a half transform, but it wasn't really a transform, it was like a stuttering. So I would just listen to the different DJs and they styles. So I was like, yeah. So when you get an old console, you start trying to do them sounds, but like, oh, if I had a crossfade or I had something else, so you don't know. You just try to manipulate it. But you know, as you just build up whatever turntables you put your hands on, you start messing with stuff. You know, of course, your mom's bugging out because she don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You know, but nah,
Yeah.
yeah, DJing was definitely something that especially you seen back in the day, like motherfuckers putting 20, 30 speakers in the middle of the street, stacking them up during the block parties, like at the end of every summer and shit. Cause like in New York, no matter what borough you in, somebody in every section is, it might be a block party every 3 blocks over. It may be a block party. Block closed door, niggas got speakers out there and lot of music being played, all types of music. Don't even matter. We just go down rock music, The Doors, Jimi Hendrix, goddamn Led Zeppelin, Sugar Hill Gang, everything is being played. Don't even matter. If it got a groove, there was some funk, it was being played.
Right.
You know, so
right.
yeah.
So that actually was a thing even in your borough where people were stacking speakers and and it also was a competitive thing from what I heard that people was trying to outdo everybody's system, see who had the loudest and the best system too.
Yeah, it was like that was mostly a Caribbean thing. Like they call them sound clashes.
Okay.
You know, that was mostly like Jamaican music. They get to chanting and talking. That shit. That's a whole different side. It's not hip hop because it's dance hall, but it's that shit. Woo. I
Mm,
mean, these niggas got 30, 40 speakers stacked up. This
mm.
nigga on the other side of the street, 30, 40, 50 speakers. And I mean, nigga, whole street is rocking. I don't give a fuck. That bass is, you know what I'm saying? But you didn't see that with hip hop. Nah, hip hop, it wasn't no, that was strictly Jamaican music, sound clashes. You know what I'm saying? That
O-
dance hall. That
Okay.
wasn't, it wasn't no MCs doing shit like that. You know? I
Okay.
never seen it.
Okay. Now let me ask you: did you during that time when they were bringing the stuff out to the parks or block club or block parties? Did you
Uh-huh.
ever get a chance to go leave your borough and go to some of the others like Queens or the Bronx and see what was going on in those
Well, I mean,
areas?
you can go anywhere because you get on the train. I mean, you just happen to be uptown, and then you just be like, somebody, oh, it's a block party, such the words. Everybody just go over there. See, it just word of mouth, because you don't know. It
Yeah.
just you hear something going on, and you just heading over there. You see the females, And New York is so much bigger. You got to remember, New York City is the second largest city on the planet,
Yes.
only to be surpassed by Tokyo.
Okay.
So that's why I be telling people, I say, yo, you don't understand where I come from. This is small. Where I live at, I got more people in my building than your whole neighborhood. And I got a building next door that's still the same as my building, and a building on top of that, and three other buildings across the street, the same matter. So we're used to being a large, dense population. So,
Mhm.
but you experience so much stuff at the same time. You learn all the cultures is right there. Like you said, we're the melting pot where in
Yeah.
your part of the country, as I learned growing up, it was segregated. Oh, don't get caught over on 35th and Halsted tonight. Don't get caught over in Marquette Park. Don't get
Yeah.
caught over here.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, where we have it's that like that in New York, but it's so many territories you can hit. You ain't even concerned about that. It's like I ain't on the radar going over there. I ain't going to Howard Beach for what?
Right. Right.
I'm
Right.
not going to Mill Basin for what? I'm going over there for ain't nothing for me
Yeah.
over there. Where if you try to get to the west side, you may want to cut down 35th Street. You may get caught up on Halsted to 35th at the wrong
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
taking a shortcut.
that's one thing that I do remember every time. I used to go to New York at least once a year back in the 90s, just recreational purposes. But when every time I went, I would always remember, when I was in Manhattan, I would notice how there's multiple nationalities of people all in that, like you say, in Chicago is very segregated. If you over here, you see predominantly black, you go over there, it's white. So we didn't have a lot of mixture like you are, like I would walk down, Broadway or something in Manhattan and see, Asians, whites, blacks, Hispanics, you know,
Everybody
you know,
got something to do.
yeah,
Everybody got something to do.
yeah, yeah,
So everybody right there doing what they do, you know what I mean?
yeah,
That's
all
what the
in,
action that everybody did. They ain't got no time for nothing else but the action.
yeah, 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 yeah. So so it
So
made the lifestyle and things that's going on just so different compared to cities like where we come from, being so segregated.
yeah, don't get it twisted. It's still gutter. They'll
Yeah, yeah,
still let you know who they'll still check you.
yeah.
If you know what I'm saying. It's right there. It's just like you got Stones and folks right next door to each other. They don't give a fuck. They can pop at any time. Don't get it twisted. You step on the wrong foot, it'll set off.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about in detail a little bit about your history per se coming up in New York in terms of like what can you remember? What was the first or some of the first things you can remember outside of what you was witnessing before you got into it? Like what's some of the things that may have influenced you to want to say, I want to do that?
well, I mean, like I said, everybody was tagging on trains. I mean, everybody. What was every day we on the train, going to school or going wherever, jump the turnstile, whatever. I mean, our train system is a lot. I learned your train system in one day.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I actually rode through 90% of your train system in one day.
Yeah.
Like it was just that small. Where
Right.
out there, it'll take you a few days.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
so you see a lot of tagging, you see a lot of murals. I mean, this is when you'll see a 10-car train come in. It just every character you can think of, that cartoon or whatever, was a graffiti artist. You know, whatever characters and mad lettering, colorful. So it was nice to always see that. But it's like, I'm not stealing all that spray paint to be, you know, our mindset was something else. You know, I wasn't an artist like that. You know, I know a lot of cats that with bomb and stuff. I'll go with them and throw up. Like when I was in Chicago, the only graffiti crew I was really associated with was Mosa, because me Paint was real cool. You know what I'm saying? I was cool with the feds, but I never went bombing with the feds. I mean, that were my people, you know, Slade. Well, them my niggas. I just seen Slag a few weeks ago. He came out here. Me and him was chilling. We was chilling. Matter of fact, we celebrated Fred One's birthday at his radio show, Gorilla Grooves. This was last month. I believe he came to Chicago like the next day.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we still be moving around. But getting back to your question, it was like, you know, we're young, and it's so, see, Chicago, I noticed, is not too many distractions. You could be focused on this, or you could be, either you want to bang or you want to do this. When New York, it's so many things you can get into.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could be a scam artist, you could be a drug dealer, you could be a straight up hustler. It's so many, because next door is you ain't gotta leave the block to do anything. Everything is right in your own building.
Yeah.
It's just so many people. So, and then you have so many different cultures where you learn about the West Indian culture. You learn about the difference between Jamaicans and Haitians and Trinis. It ain't all the same. You know, there's the difference between Puerto Ricans and Dominicans and Mexicans. You know, it's different. Where I noticed outside of New York, I gotta say, outside of New York, it gets ignorant because everybody think they just clutter everybody to one nationality.
Yeah.
He speaks Spanish. Oh, he's Mexican. He may be Ecuadorian. He may be Cuban. How you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he's Mexican. Come on, that's not true. Ask the man what he is.
Right.
Don't be ashamed. It's better to ask a man so you get it correct than to embarrass yourself because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You know?
Right.
So you learn a lot of multi-cultures very quick at a young age. So I was very diverse in different cultures, because on my block in my classroom, there was at least 5 different cultures at all times, minimum.
Wow.
You know, where your class is predominantly black. Well, I got this guy, he's from Guyana. This guy over here's from Trinity. He may be from Nigeria. He go a simple little white boy. He go a Puerto Rican kid. He go a Dominican kid. I'm a Yankee.
Mm-hmm.
We in the same classroom.
Right.
He's eating something I've never seen before. I'm eating something they don't eat at all. You know, it's just, but you learn if you learn the cultures. You just sit there and the thing about learning about Chicago was, even from a young age, going back and forth, because I have a lot of family out there, that everything was so segregated.
Mm-hmm.
And then they said I felt outsider because I was so used to other ethnic groups. I knew how to deal with them. I knew the attitude. I knew the foods they eat. Like, what's that you eating? Like, I eat plantains. Well, you eating bananas? No, it's a plantain. Oh, that's a banana. No, it's a plantain. It's not. It's in the family, but it's not the same thing. But you know, so it's like, you know, you just learn different things, and you know, just advance with it. So you take that with the music, you start hearing different types of music, and that's what it incorporates with hip hop. You start hearing a lot of, like KRS One, it incorporates a lot of Jamaican music, a lot of Caribbean rhythms and stuff. So when I come to Chicago, and when I started hanging in Chicago as a teenager, I think when me and you, well, before me and you built house music.
Yep.
House music.
Yep.
House music. What the fuck is house music? I hear funk and soul, but I'm like, it don't register. What's house? I don't know the lingo.
Yeah.
That was another thing. Lingo was so different. That's how I survived Chicago. Them GDs wanted to fucking kill my ass on 39th Indiana. As soon as I open my mouth, say, this nigga is not from around here. Where are you from? What are you doing around here?
Yeah. So that is a good point you just made. House music. You wasn't seeing that in New York, correct?
It wasn't that. The terminology was different. And then what y'all was playing, like when I was listening to the Hot Mix 5, it sounded like freestyle music that I would hear in the city, but it wasn't the same. It was just like all that hip house. It was like, what the heck? It didn't register.
Okay.
So when I hear Stevie Wonder, they said I was house music. No. So like I said, I'm tripping over the lingo.
Okay.
That's the nerd right there. Like, but when I just sit there and start naming all this hip hop shit, they ain't know what the fuck I was talking about. That's how I ended up finding HBK. They knew the language I knew.
Yeah. That's what's up. I mean, you know, we were thankful to be able to have WHBK because that's how we got fed the hip hop that was coming from New York. I don't think we would have learned about a lot of the New York artists at that time in the 80s if it wasn't for HBK, because nobody else in Chicago at that time outside of NUR was even playing rap music.
And you got to thank Mr. JP Chill for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Him because he allowed us to do us, and we had no business up in there. Yeah. People want it.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's what I'm saying. I think you know, rap was still new to the world, and you know, when I first heard Rapper's Delight, I liked it. I loved this song. You know, it was like, wow, you know, Curtis Blow came out in '79 too, and I was like, okay, you know. But then there were other artists that was beginning to surface, and then you know, Grandmaster Flash and Melly Mel and the Furious Five, you know. And so it was just like, wow. So, you know, but it wasn't like we was hearing that on the radio on a regular. We had to, we didn't hear that stuff officially until we started tuning in to HBK, you know?
And HBK has such a small radius.
Yeah,
you know, the wind had to blow for you to, you know, to get it clear. You know what I mean? It was it was windy outside. Like, I'm gonna hear HBK tonight. Wind blowing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They had a very small transmitter.
Yeah, they started out with only 10 watts in the beginning, and then it went up to 100 watts. But you, like you say, you had to be in close proximity because it was in Hyde Park. So if you wasn't in the Hyde Park radius, it was gonna be hard for you to get it. I used to have to like move my dial back and forth, move my radio. You know what I'm saying? And some days it'd be clear, some days it wasn't. So it was because I lived in on 101st, and you know HBK was in Hyde Park on 53rd. So you know. Yeah, it was definitely you know, a challenge sometimes.
I was over there on 38, so because I was hanging with Phil Freestyle. I can't even say his name. Man, Fanon, I was hanging with him, and they was they had a breakdance crew. I forgot their name. They had went on tour. They was down with the Zulu Nation because R.I.P. to Cool Rock Steady. He was also in the circle with them. My man Mitch, you know, and they the ones I think that actually told me about HBK.
Oh, Cool Rock Steady?
Not Cool Rock Steady, because I knew Fanon and him because he was on the other side of Anderson Park, and I was like on Michigan. He was over there on Calumet and 38 over there. Like I said, I was so right there behind Phillips High School. I seen that whole area change, but you know. It was nothing but projects over there. Woo.
Yeah.
I used to have a ball over there, but oh man, hey, woo. I had some fun, but I done see some things going on in them buildings. God, woo.
Wow. What
out to the people of Robert Taylor, 3919.
Now let's go back. What were some of the, or did you have any of the clubs that you could remember that you was going to when you was back in New York before you came to Chicago? You know, do you remember?
Well, New York, it was, you know, we was young, so the only club we was able to really get into, like when we got older, and I was like, this was probably like 86, 87, was Latin Quarters in Union Square. They let us up in there long as we ain't had nothing on as they search. You know, you let us up in there. They was gonna be catch you at the bar. Yeah, I ain't think about the bar. All these chicks up in here.
You know, that's what DJ K-Rock mentioned. He said when him and MC Light first was trying to, you know, break out, he said they did Latin Quarters, and then he said they did the Apollo. So he said once they made it through Latin Quarters and Apollo, they knew they had made it. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, he said, yeah, Latin Quarters was one of the spots back then.
Yeah, Latin Quarters when we was young. Yeah, that place. Woo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once you got in though, you got to. There was a lot of activity going on up in that piece.
Now, where was Latin Quarters at exactly, Kaze? What city? What borough was that in?
No, it was in Manhattan. It was on
Okay.
48th Street and like between 7th and Broadway, like where that triangle was at. It used to be a Sbarro's right across the street. But
Okay,
like if
got
you have that Times Square, you see that triangle?
yeah,
Right in that triangle, it was a club called Latin Quarters. It was in between 7th and Broadway, but I believe that was 48th Street.
Okay.
And you know, they had the doors, you go up in there, and man, and you gotta remember back then, the Deuce was crazy. You see, 42nd Street, Times Square, they tore every building down when Disney came in there. I mean, tore everything down and rebuilt because it was the 80s. Yo, let me tell you something. It was too many unrested souls in them properties. You have Disney up in that. You had to tear the buildings down, man, because you had beings. You had it was Solomon Gomorrah out that piece. I ain't gonna front, yo. Whatever you wanted to happen would happen.
Wow.
Period. Whatever fantasy you had, whatever drug you wanted, would happen right then and there. Right then, right there in plain view. Doesn't matter, yo. It was that sick. Believe me when I seen that for myself. Zombies everywhere, women walking around with just a piece of tablecloth around them and some high heels. That's it. No bra on, nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, and fiends everywhere, and every storefront is either a sex store or a X-rated movie, and then every little thing you had 24-hour karate flicks, and then you had your little nightclubs. But yeah, and like they had the windows where you put a quarter in, the window open, it'd be a bunch of women in there and whatever. They be looking for tips. They ain't wearing nothing. Yeah, we was young. We was experiencing all that madness, yo.
Wow.
But hip hop was in the element.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was all there because that was the spot to go to as far as you wanted to see. I seen EPMD perform at Latin Quarters before, and I seen KRS-One perform at Latin Quarters before. That was probably the only two times I seen actual live performances there. That shit was crazy, bananas. And then a couple of years later, they had Union Square. We was able to get up in there.
Okay.
You know
now, do you remember around what year that was when you seen those performances?
86, 87.
Gotcha.
Then I came back to Chicago. And I was back and forth in Chicago. Like I'd be in Chicago for 6 months, and I just bounce and motherfuckers be living a wild life. You know what I mean?
Back and forth.
Yeah, we living a wild life, man. Living a wild life.
When you was here in Chicago, was you did you go to high school here at all in Chicago?
I went to this. They had me signed up for Phillips, and I never showed up. So they put me in some type of alternative, and I just went back home. I was like, I'm going back to New York. I ain't dealing with all these gangs and all this nonsense. I ain't got no time for this. And they didn't even teach you nothing. Come on, man. This is what y'all learning? Come on, man. I learned this in 4th grade. What are you talking about? I mean, really, they was dumbing down. Nah, man. That back then, that school, because of all them projects, it was a war zone over there. It was like, yo, you got the cats from Ottamy Wells fighting the cats from Stateway, and then Stateway was split into the Dell Vikings. Then you had the GDs running Funk City, and then you had GDs running 3919 South Federal. Then you had some Stones over here. It was like, damn, every time you cross the street, it was some other bullshit. I mean, you literally cross the street, a whole different mix because there's so much activity going on. Like, oh man, I ain't sitting around here. I'm going back home.
Now, because it's interesting you say that, and I know that to be true. That New York had a big gang problem too, but was that already passed?
No, New York. Listen, when I was growing up in New York, we had the only thing you had was crews.
Okay.
You had massives, you had posses, and you had Decepticons. Okay. Decepticons was nothing but a bunch of educated ass kids from Brooklyn Tech that were straight up master criminals.
Okay.
And you got to understand, Brooklyn was the base of Decepticons, but you didn't have to be a Decept to represent Decept. You just had to be with a bunch of casters with Decepticons. You with them, y'all Decepticons. and then you got different legions of Decepticons. You know, Smith and Wesson, Decepticons.
Okay.
Rock and Rock, Triggercron, you know, the original gun clappers, they all Decepticons. To this day, they represent Decepticons.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not a structure the way y'all have it where it's generational and it's structured.
Okay.
Governors, regional. Nah, this chaos. Niggas just representing and ain't really no leadership. Ain't no y'all have laws. Like when I lived out there, people's like Jay Miller would sit there and teach me y'all laws, this and that. Yo, you can't be doing, I know, but you can't be. I mean, like, you can't, well, at least know this much, at least know that much, at least recognize where you at. So when you move it, the way you move, whatever you can do, you can spit whatever. When I used to hang with Jahad out there in Motown, the moles showed me their handshake, because they're like, you just be popping up. Yo, we show y'all a handshake, so you just say this day, so you good. When they gonna question you.
Yeah.
That was my thing in Chicago. But other than that, because of my accent, because of why I speak, and because of what's going on in my mind, I have to worry about that.
So you saying, and let me just get this straight. I just want to make sure I'm clear. So you saying that even though New York had gangs, the gangs were structured differently. They didn't have the similarities like the gangs here in Chicago?
Nah, like I said, you had like, all right, so you ever heard of the Shower Posse?
No.
All right, it's a dude named, he was just killed, named Chris Koch. I forgot his name. You look up the Shower Posse, they'll pop up in a Google search. Okay. It was a organization, and they call themselves the Shower Posse, but these were straight up drug dealer, robbing, killing motherfuckers. Okay. So when they pop up, they would go to a Jamaica club, they'll look for somebody, they'll kill a nigga on the dance floor, right in front of everybody. Okay. Lights off, and pow! Next thing you know, lights come on, you see nigga dead, music go back on, they leave. This is real.
Okay.
I used to tell cats back in the day in Chicago about 50 Cent, and they never believed me. And I'm talking about the original 50 Cent.
Oh, okay.
I showed him his picture on the back of the nigga. I said, yo, I'm telling you, man, that little trick. I know this little trick, a happy nigga. Know this little nigga. This nigga is a gangster, yo. Nah, nigga. Yo, listen, this cat, he runs alone. He a little nigga. He'll pull two big guns and start busting. They don't ask no questions. That's right. What they do. Where in Chicago, you kind of know what's going on because either the hat's this or it's a different type of style dress. It's a uniform.
Yeah.
New York, you don't know what's going to go down. You don't know who's who.
Okay.
It just, when they started this Crip and Blood nonsense out here is when you started seeing visuals. When we was growing up, nah, it was a clique of cats that had an agenda.
Well, what about the era where people had like the jackets with the patches and stuff, like the Savage Skulls and the Nomads and all of those.
Yeah, you talking about early 70s when me and you was like, you know what I'm saying, still having our hands held when we was crossing the street. And that fade, and if you look at the way Bambaataa explains hip hop, because he was a black spade from his story,
right?
He deaded that whole thing.
Yeah.
So now I did see certain cliques in my neighborhood, because there was a lot of Puerto Ricans. There was one clique called Bad Company, and I forgot the name of the other clique. By number Bad Company, it was one clique. They stick up kids.
Okay.
Basically, that's all it was. Stick up kids. Chicago, like I said, Chicago is orderly, organized. You know where everybody's at. Yeah. New York niggas is sprinkled everywhere, so you can't keep up with all this.
Yeah,
you
that's
can't
true.
keep up with the activities over there. It was no line of communications like that. Everybody was playing, you run in your little 10, 15 blocks around here in the Bronx, you have no idea what's going on in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Okay. All
where
right.
Y'all was more family oriented, where my cousin live over there and he go check the set. I got my peoples over there, woo, 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 woo. New York ain't like that.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Nah, y'all is like that, because I got peoples in the Taylors, I got my peoples over here. I got folks over there in the Ickies, woo, woo. I got my peoples over there at 4120. Yeah. I was saying, I ran through Chicago. I know all the spots.
Yeah, I see.
What I'm saying? Folks up in the Manor. Yeah, listen, I done ran through Chicago. So Terrytown, what I'm saying? All that, so
that's
it's not New York is not structured like that. at all.
Okay. Okay.
Nah, it's
Well,
not.
that's good to know.
Streetwise, nah.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting. So let's talk about your skill set as a DJ. If you had to define what your style is as a DJ, what would you say?
I just like to get creative. I
Okay.
play what I feel like hearing, and sometimes I have my own station, Smoke City Radio on Mixler.com. MIXLR. I got a bunch of cats. I think DJ Shy One is on right now. They be playing a lot of house music, but a lot of times, I just play what I'm in the mood to hear it, and I'm just grooving. And then
Okay.
sometimes I play some old funk, and I hear a break, and I just start catching it, just because I feel like catching it, and start making a beat with it right then and there. Just so I'll experiment. I'll take a turntable, I'll take a record, put it in midair, and play it, and it'll never hit the plate, and it'll spin, and it'll be playing something.
Okay. Okay.
We like a mad scientist. Back in Chicago, it was like me and 33 and B Nimble being Thomas Basement going at it.
Wow.
This
Wow.
battling each other, or
That's
this messing around, this doing. Or we'll go to Tone Crib out there. We stayed out in Flossmoor.
yeah.
His spot was out there. He used to have downstairs at his parents' crib, and we be down there. He used to have a large collection. We
Yeah.
be down there bugging. And then I met that brother Andy C through him, and there's another
Okay.
brother I forgot, can't catch his name at the time. Other
Okay.
than that, you know, in Chicago, the DJs I was kind of rolling with too was RIP to my man Quicksilver Cooley. He was the one
Yeah.
that put me in tune with Jahar. He said, "Nah, you gotta be my man Jahar. We'll put him on you, man." It's like, all right, his bug could be a Jahar to end up. We will practice and be battling each other, try to outdo one another. But it's just
Wow.
building us up. Like, oh, you do that, huh? And then teach different ways of how to position the needle,
Okay.
how to make less tension and less resistance on the vinyl itself, where you can catch things, and because I'm heavy handed, so you can catch it and not have the needle bouncing around and keep that groove right in its place.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
so it's like, it's different things. To this day, people look at myself, your needles are crooked, leave my needles alone. They set for my hands because I got
Right.
one tilted one way, because I can catch everything with both hands, but it's just I have one position one way because I know the tension is going one way and one is going the other way. So I have it aimed this to the way I know the friction is, the least amount of movement that needle is going to move. The less,
Gotcha.
like, let me tell you a funny style DJ. That
Mhm.
nigga Tone Be Nimble keeps the turntable two different ways.
Okay. Okay.
Records is marked two different ways.
Wow.
But it's because he know if he's trying to do something, that arm is in the way. So he got everything positioned where this is not in the way. That's not like he have one turntable battle style and the other turntable regular style.
Right.
But you get on his set, you try to outdo him on his shit, he gonna get you because you gotta get the timing on his whole shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and that makes sense. You got to do what's comfortable for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's different styles of DJing. Like it's a lot. It's just like fighting. Different
Yeah.
styles. You know what I'm saying? Styles
Yeah.
make fights.
Right.
You got certain
Right.
DJ battles, certain DJs who make that battle. If everybody's going there doing the same beat juggling, that battle will be trash.
Right. Right.
Everybody doing the same thing. It's hard to judge.
Did
But
you
those
ever
standouts is doing this and that and flipping it. Oh yeah, okay.
did you ever DJ for any MCs, any groups?
Oh yeah, I DJ for, I ain't gonna say countless groups, but my biggest artist was Craig Mack.
Okay.
Before him, I was with Busted Melons. I DJ for so many other brothers. My man Arbor, 3D. When Jihad wasn't available for when he was with Twister, I step in with the Guard Squad.
Did you say 3D?
Yeah, Arbor.
Okay, no, that's
They were some of Chicago Heights, but they
okay.
used back in the day they used the name 3D. But Arbor,
Okay.
him, Chuck Chu, Bob Chen,
Okay.
man, Phil Freestyle back in the day was me, and I haven't seen this brother in a long time. Sinbad the Slayer. I don't know if you
Yeah,
remember him.
yeah, I do.
I haven't seen Sinbad in years.
We was just talking about him today. Me and Kingdom.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Sinbad the Slayer.
Yes,
Oh,
indeed.
dang. It used to be this one young lady named Treasure Chest.
Okay.
Her name is Lolita. I think she was from Maywood, but this is back. Remember, this is from your crew,
Demo.
producer. Yeah, the producer.
Oh, yeah.
Matter of fact, he helped me with he did a project for one of my artists, Oddball, the autography with Demo. But me, him, Frost, I think it was what was other brother named Brian? Was that his name? Demo's partner. What was his partner name?
Now I'm
Cause
trying
we
to
all
think.
be up in Smooth Sound, up in Jerry's. Rest in peace to Jerry,
I
Jerry
do.
Jackson,
Yeah, I remember
up
Smooth
on
Sound.
Sheridan. Jerry was a good brother, man. He let us. He welcomed us in his home for us to do us, and didn't worry about us fucking with his shit.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
find brothers like that. We
No.
was street niggas, and
Right.
he allowed us to participate in his dream, yo,
That's
and
what's
gave
up.
us full reign. And that brother never said anybody ever, to my knowledge, messed up his shit, stole from him, or did wrong by him.
Yeah.
That brother, that's a brother I wish would have been interviewed before he passed
Yeah. Yeah.
because he helped out 90% of us.
Hmm. Interesting.
90% of us
That's
with the
interesting.
smooth sounds.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I know Tego talk about that a lot.
Man, yeah, what? And I'm
Yeah.
talking about when he was on Sheridan, up when he was up on the 20th floor somewhere up north.
Right.
And he was
Right.
working was he working at Columbia?
I'm not sure.
He worked somewhere downtown, but he would allow us to be up in there making music. He
Man.
had the board, he had the big 24 track.
Man.
So Treasure Chest, I had did actually I produced a song for her. And it was funny because we produced a song for her. Frost wrote the record. She would deal with some cat, and he put together a tour where it was Too Short, Ice Cube, Two Live Crew, Candyman, goddamn it. Word. And we actually the tour got messed up because I think I don't know if this cat's still around. Jimmy Tate.
Jimmy Tate?
Yeah, light skinned little weasel cat.
No, I don't think I know him.
All right. Yeah. Anyway, he messed up some money. He got the beats put on him. Yeah, so I didn't see a lot of shit going on out there. So we was able to salvage the tour because he messed up something where it got bad in Kentucky. But we actually got a show done in what's that convention center out there in Gary?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't think
Yeah.
of it right now,
And
but I know what you're talking
Ice
about.
Cube was the headliner, and Too
Yeah.
Short. Yeah. So I DJ for that sister, and like I said, it's people I might have forgot their names. I smoke a lot of pot. So if I
Yeah.
missed your name, call me up. Y'all know me. Shit, I know my number. Oh, shout out to my man Star Kim Allah, some of my brothers, and Nat Burn. And right now, brother, I maybe start DJing for him. He actually make the call. Chris Crown, who's on all platforms right now. That's the cat I'm kind of pushing right now. That's my people's. He used to
Okay.
be called Little Scrapper. I think used to be his name back in the day.
Okay. Now let me ask you this: how did you come up with the name Kaze?
And that's a good question. This gotta go back to like I said, niggas was tagging, and it was one cat I used to write with. And this was back like when I was mentioning these Jersey cats. His name was Lazik, and there was the other cat named Craze. And then I just took a couple letters out and put K's together. I couldn't think of it. I was, it was like I could write, I could draw, but it really wasn't. It wasn't something I was passionate. Like I would always take comic book covers and trace them.
Okay.
And then color them in. So it wasn't like Slang that motherfucker, man. He just draw.
Yeah.
I'm chilling with him. He's sitting there just drawing my name, just tagging I'm like, and you know what's so bug? He has drawn a lot of flyers as the image of me to this day. I mean, I looked at some of his flyers. Yeah, man. I be like, yo, man, I don't get no musician. I still have a shirt that he drew for me way back in the day. I still have the T-shirt. I
Oh
rarely wear
wow.
it. I haven't worn it in years, but when he had the spot, him and BJ had that spot over there on 95th.
Yeah, I know. I remember that.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then a couple of years ago, BJ posted a picture, and it was me on the turntables with a little girl back says, "Not my daughter." I'm like, I don't know who this child is. She looked real comfortable around you. I'm like, I wish I knew who her mother was. Nah, but DJing is just, it always been something like cutting. We niggas was cut crazy, and I know it's about Chicago. They wasn't on the cutting. Everybody wanted to blend. You gotta blend. You gotta blend. You gotta mix. Gotta blend. All that cutting, scratching. Like, all right.
Yeah.
So I definitely say Chicago. Mess around them house DJs. It really got my blending skills better
Okay. Okay.
because I was more. That's how I catch beats.
Yeah.
I make the song talk. Uh-oh. You hear this one? This is the other one.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the legit. Yeah, this is the mean one. See
Okay.
this one? She's the mean
Oh.
one.
Oh, okay.
You hear her
Hello.
coming here barking, right? Yeah, you see this. Yeah, see that one right there? If I need sound effects, right
Right,
there.
right.
Just come in here barking, you know what I'm saying?
That's what's
Savages,
up.
bro. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's interesting that you said that about that, because that has come up quite often too, about cutting and blending. You know what I'm saying? And it's easy to blend house music. It's harder to blend rap music because you got different tempos. You know what I'm saying? Whereas most house music is just tracks, most of it. So it's easier to blend that type of music.
Now
Yeah.
I ain't gonna front, and it's bug because when I be hearing what they call trap music now, I be saying that sound like that old ghetto project house music back in the day. I used to hear in the Taylors or up in any of them State Street projects. They say, "Oh, just that dirty." I kind of like that better than the stuff that the Hot Mix 5 was playing. Like I go in them project parties or go to what was that club, the Fort, go up in
Yeah.
there. Woo!
Yeah.
Ghetto, ghetto. That's how I met a lot of brothers up in there, man. Ghetto, because I will always find something to walk out with up in that piece. As soon as I open my mouth, oh, you ain't from out here? Nope.
They
Keep
recognize
talking.
that.
Yep, I'm
They
gonna
re-
talk
they
your
re-
drawers off.
they recognize you went from here right away, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Got VIP treatment all up in the Madden homes, the Ickies. Yes. Ida B. Wells. You stop telling my stuff.
That's cool. That's cool. That's what's up, man. That's interesting, man. It's kind of cool when you talk about the history and the great things, that you've done over the years, and we put it all together where it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But messing with Mac though, it taught me a lot about the inner actings of the game, and that's why I got out of it, because I ain't feel like going to jail. Straight up and down, because I'm not chasing nobody for no money. I'm not gonna do something that I can't look in the mirror. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's bud because the first show I ever did with him, he had called me. He was like, "Yo, can you come to LA? We about to do the Keenan and Ivy Williams show. I think that's how you pronounce his name. If I messed it up, oh well. But the brother they used to have in Living Color.
Oh yeah,
After Living
yeah.
Color, he had his own talk show. So this is after Arsenio Hall.
Okay.
So I think this was like 90, I think it was 97. So this when he was with the new label. This was after the Flavor in the Ear. This when he was with Street Life. And he got on that label, messed with Eric B. Because he had told me that he was in California because Suge Knight was trying to sign him, but he trying to do a Death Row West or something, but he really wasn't feeling it. So that was the first time I did a show, was out there with him, and then we did some spot shows out there because then the label was running around. It was Street Life was a label that was in California, and the A&R was this Chinese kid that was a college grad that listened to classical music, knew what the fuck hip hop was.
Okay.
Yeah, and then so that was like that whole project was like no promotion is the label just didn't do right by me there. But he taught me a lot about the game, you know, and you know, I done travel around the world this motherfucker twice, so be on them long plane rides, you know, we be building, and he was always telling me stuff like when you get on stage, make sure you look like nobody else in the crowd. Make sure that whatever you win, no one in that crowd got on what you got on. There's just little things that you like, word, you know, these like read the crowd, make sure you know. So, and me, I'm just a grimy b-boy. I ain't gonna front, you know what I'm saying? We did shows, man. I ain't scared. I'm not a mic dude. I roll a L on stage, like the crowd throwing some straight up grimy music. His hype man was Nat Burn. Yo, Nat Burn, you'll get this L situated. Next thing you know, he just rhyming. We just start our own thing. No introduction. We got the crowd rocking. We don't care. We don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, when I left, see, I left. What year did I used to leave Chicago? I was back and forth, but I left for good. I think in '90, the beginning of '94. Hold on a second. I see police lights. So.
94.
Yeah, 94 because Buster Melons.
So that was right. Like you said, that was like kind of right after we took that. I took that picture of you then, right? A little short.
Yeah, because that was in literary. What it was called, a literary explosion.
Yeah. Because there was a bookstore down in the basement. Upstairs, it was a hip hop store upstairs called Triple X.
Triple X.
Then down in the basement, they had literary explosion.
Yep, we be down there doing little gigs. I remember that time them little Kings with me deep as hell with their little mommies talking about you got psyched as hell. I played that whole album twice. They was in there partying. You know what I'm saying? They were throwing up their crowns. Played Killer Man about 4 or 5 times. You know, Funky Phil one couple of times. They was asking me why you keep playing it over and over. Shut up and enjoy the party. You don't see what's going on up in here? You don't see, I don't recognize none of these motherfuckers up in here. None of them, yo. It's like you don't see they throwing crowns up, all this and that. He telling me he want to hit Cypress Hill. He got a burn on him, man. Listen, this place is small.
Yeah, that was a little small space.
Yo, there was like 20 or 30 of them with their mommies, yo. Play what they want to hear, get them out of here. This is their hood. You ain't recognize it because we was all from out south.
Yeah. Yep, sure was.
We was all from out south. We in the middle of Wicker Park. Yo, you don't know what's around here, G? I do. Like I said, Jay Miller taught me the laws out there, B. I act accordingly. What? Come on, man. Play what they want to hear till they leave, yo. It's simplified things. They'll leave you alone. Exactly what happened. We had no problems with them. We threw a few parties down there. We had no problems with none of them gangs around here.
Yeah.
They pop up, let them hear what they want to hear. They get bored, they leave.
Yeah.
You know, you just got to understand. You used to do parties in the projects out there. Oh, man. Yeah, but when I was with Mac, I also was dealing with my man Cecile Allah, and he had a store in Brooklyn called the Hip Hop Spot, Hardcore, the Hip Hop Spot. It was over on Flatbush Avenue. So every Wednesday for a few years, we was doing open mics, and it was like this. You had to fight for the mic, and I played whatever beat I wanted to play. I was just playing instrumentals.
Okay.
If you couldn't handle that beat, you couldn't handle that mic. I ain't care. And it was a fight for that mic, and they just straight bowing and going. I gotta ask to see if he got the cassettes of that, because I know the brother that had the videos, he passed, so there's no way we get that footage. Unfortunately, my man, bless one. But yeah, this was '97. And I'm gonna tell you, brothers like Red Cafe was in there. Don't get it twisted. Brothers and MOP used to come through. Onyx then came through there. Because what we would do is the YMCA was right next door. So we tell the labels, listen, we have this open mic on Wednesdays. We had an autograph session. We got the YMCA right next door. We put the flyers up. NYPD come through. Yo, listen, get us some autographs. We'll make sure everything good. No problem. We in there burning and everything, doing what we do. But everything was boom. Everybody benefit. MCA, he didn't came through there one time with what's that other light-skinned brother? The Mac 10.
Oh yeah. Mac 10.
Yeah, he didn't came through there. Not the rhyme, but just on the just sit there. We got the table. We play the music. Y'all, them niggas in there battling. Y'all sitting out here. They got the watch. So the kids gonna come. Y'all sign autographs. Yeah. We on a big avenue, so it's a win-win for everybody. So we was rocking that for a few joints, and then we just after a few years, it's a store closed. We just, store closed down. You just move on other things.
There
But
was
I had
a
Mac from there.
that's interesting because there was a store up in the Bronx called it was called a paint spot. This crew called Tats Crew, TAT.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hmm.
they had a hip hop store up in the Bronx. This was back in like I want to say '91, and
Okay.
I went up there one year and hooked up with them, and they had a paint store up in there up in the Bronx called a Paint Spot.
All right.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Well,
man.
this
But
is like a hip. Matter of fact, it was a hip hop boutique, so he would have
okay,
exclusive little clothing, you
okay,
know, and mixtapes. And like I said, every Wednesday, brothers come in. There's basically brothers go in there from the hood, roll up, rhyme, had a little drink, everybody chilling.
right.
Got artists coming through. They ain't even coming in the back where we at. And if you, it's a storefront, so we got the window where you can actually see them in there, but it's so dark and it's just so you don't see the activity. You just hear the music and the rhyming. You may hear niggas, oh, getting rowdy up, but then we had Angie, Lady Raw, we had her up in there. Shouts to her. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
okay,
Oh man, there's so many underground cats, man. My man Barkley. I can't even keep up with these names, man. It's so many names. You know how the underground side get.
yeah, that's what's up. All right, so tell us a little bit about what you got going on today in 2022.
Oh yeah, well, like I said, I've been messing around with this on the blockchain. I'm trying to figure out how I can lead people to my Web3 site where I have Smoke City Radio at, and trying to figure out how we can broadcast in 4K and get away from YouTube and I'll say it, Wastebook and Instascam. That's all it is. Where we could be 100% decentralized
Okay.
and thrive off the blockchain and set up our own ecosystem. So we ain't got to worry about labels and all these streaming services. You can have a digital footprint. You can get a MetaMask wallet. You can open up your own Web3 site where you can have up to 250 different cryptocurrencies and control your own ecosystem. Where if you have your own book on your own website, you ain't got to use PayPal. You can say to them, listen, you got Bitcoin, I take that. You got Ethereum, I take that. You got XRP, I take that. You mess with that Dogecoin, I got whatever crypto you messing with, you just take that. And then you dealing with your own ecosystem. You dealing with your own money. You ain't got to worry about, oh, well, this server don't like what you're selling, so if you don't stop selling it, we're gonna shut you down and you can't make no money. Nah, we ain't living like that. You may not like it, but there's somebody that will like it, and we don't need you to get in the middle of this business. And that's what it's really about. We have to teach our people to be so, do our own thing. We don't have to be running to these governments for handouts. This computer and this internet allow us to be on an even playing field with every broadcaster, every CNN, Fox, every any platform that's out there. We can do our own thing. We don't need them. We don't need to lead our people to these rich corporations to control what we say, what we like, when we can set up our own thing, set up our own ecosystem and shut them out and show them how strong our finances, how strong our dollar is, or our pound is, or our yen, or whatever currency you're using. But our people having our own stuff. We ain't got to worry about being shut down in Facebook jail and this and that. You know what I'm saying? You can set up your own Web3 site. So I'm trying to figure out, because it's hard to lead people from Web2 to Web3 because it's, like I said, it's a whole different world.
Yeah, yeah.
So basically teaching people, if they learn the blockchain, they don't have to worry about being scammed. People talk about, oh, I can make sure you make this, because you already, once you're educated, you already know it's a scam. You tell them keep it moving.
Yeah. What is the process to get educated in that arena?
I mean, it's very simple. Just like anything else, it's on YouTube. Bitcoin for Dummies. The blockchain. What is the blockchain? What is Web3?
Right.
My thing is, I'm not a coder and I'm not a programmer, so I get with other people that's dealing in the metaverse right now. I know there's one cat, he has his own black metaverse, and we're trying to figure out how to convert audio where we can actually play our own stuff in the metaverse. Because I'm not gonna be sitting around like a zombie, but there's people lined up to be zombies, so why not feed them?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why
Yeah.
not? You got people out here that work in Burger King selling you obesity. So you know what
Wow.
I'm saying? If I know you sitting there in the booth and I could program you, why not? You letting Fox program you. You letting iHeart program you. Well, I can't program you.
Right. Right.
Honest living.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so different things like that. Like I said, I'm helping out with Chris Crown and his project. He also
Okay.
has a web series called Radar, him and Billy Official. My man Black Sounds, he does production on that. So I've been helping them with different video shoots, just behind the scenes. I help a lot of people. I'm just behind this in the big, it's just in the background. You know what I'm saying? If I need to get on stage, I ain't got a problem with that. But I like this being in the cut. You know what I'm saying? That way, I like to make sure everything's running smoothly. You know what I mean? I like to make sure that this is working, that's working. Too many people looking for the fame, but they ain't trying to make sure everything working properly. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So somebody got to be in the background making sure, all right, they go to the extension cord. All right, we got enough cord. You know, it's the camera working. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's the outlet working. You know,
Yeah.
people don't be thinking about it. It's things that need to be done in order to present the event.
Right. Right.
So
Now, let me ask you this before I forget. So you never was in any crews over the years, then, right? You just was cool with a lot of different people, right?
yeah, like an independent contractor.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah,
You
man.
know what I'm saying?
I don't know what made me put you in that category. I was thinking that you was down with the Hash Crew, THC.
No, that's my man Fred was.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Fred, we go back a long way. Shouts to him. Gorilla Groove Radio. Check him out every Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
Mixler, mixlr.com. He's also in that, what's that, 360 FM, whatever.
Oh,
Rap,
okay.
rap FM, all that. But Gorilla Grooves, him and Rhinoceros Funk every
Okay.
Tuesday. I'm talking, yo, let me tell you something. That motherfucker, the shit he playing, listen, it sound like hip hop been reborn. Yeah.
Yeah.
You go to the Mixler app right now and go to Gorilla Grooves and you can pull up his past shows and listen
Okay.
to the playback. And I guarantee you gonna be sitting there Shazam shit, be like, yo, what the fuck is this?
Is he now? What part of did he? Because I know he moved back to New York. Where is he at in New
Yeah.
York?
Well, he's back in the Bronx, but
Okay.
he laying low in BK. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But the Gorilla Grooves operation is still in the Boogie Down, South
Okay.
Bronx.
Okay.
Like I said, every Tuesday, that'll be 7 p.m. New York time, so that's 6 p.m. your time to like 10, 11 o'clock. He'll rock. He has a lot of cameo appearances from anybody. He plays nothing but exclusives.
Okay.
Period. And when I
Okay.
mean he's playing some shit, I go up there sometimes to the live show and I gotta run in the booth and I can look over his shoulder, look at the spot.
Fred one. Hey, when you talk to him next time, tell him I say hello, man.
Yes, sir. Most
Yeah.
definitely will. I'm
Yeah.
actually I'm gonna pass your information to him.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think the last time, like I told you, Steph had because again we had some pictures of him in our museum. I think it was some pictures. And anyway, wherever it was, she took some pictures on her phone, and no, it was in my book because I got a section on DJs. So she was looking through the rough draft of my book, and she took a couple of pictures and she sent it to him, and he said, "Where you get this from?" She's like, "Oh, this is in Artistic's book," and he was like, "Oh, wow," you know. And I told her to tell him I said hello because I haven't talked to him in years myself. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to the God Akbar.
Yes,
You know what
sir.
I'm saying? I gotta
Yeah.
call him, man. I gotta see how he's doing. I speak to him in a few months. So
Yeah,
my
you know,
brother.
the last time I seen him was when we was at Peely's services when Peely died.
Yeah, that one right there, man. When Slang hit me with that, I was like, oh man. Then about 10
Yeah,
minutes later, it popped up all over the Facebook. I was like, fuck.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
He was very loved, man. I mean, they had
yeah,
the services here. It was actually up north in Evanston, but you know, they had it connected to where some of the family members could tie in and other, you know, hip hop cats from other cities, you know, New York and other areas
yeah.
around. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was watching some of the Facebook. Somebody posted on not Facebook on YouTube. Somebody sent me a link, and I
Uh-huh.
was trying to watch it.
Yeah.
I was just curious. Did what's her name? Leave a condolences. I was just curious. You know who
Who's
I'm
that?
talking about? Oh, Big Mama herself. Oh, Mammy.
The Big Mama herself? Uh-oh,
Yeah,
I'm lost.
Mammy. I call her Mammy.
You got to give me some more clues.
She got a studio that he used to work for.
Oh, oh, she wasn't there,
I
but
didn't think she'd be there.
she didn't come, but she did send some of her staff.
Okay, okay,
Some of her staff
okay,
was there. Yep,
okay. That's
yep,
what I'm saying because he did a
yeah,
lot for that
yeah,
woman.
yeah. I know.
I remember when he first got the internship with her.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
so and he
yeah,
built what he built for her over the years and the
yeah,
things he's done behind the scenes.
yeah,
I was like, I wonder if she left her, if somebody reached out and let her know what happened. And
yeah,
I doubt if she appeared, but I
yeah,
hope that she recognized.
yeah, yeah.
That's all. Okay.
She sent
Okay.
because when they were there, and then
Hmm.
somebody because Akbar was he pretty much hosted the whole event. Like they were supposed to originally have a rabbi do the session, but the family, because P. Lee's mom was there, so
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
she discussed it with Akbar, and he was like, I'll do it if he agreed to handle it. So it was more like it's in my opinion, it was almost like a hip hop session, because we were
That's what it's
talking.
supposed to be.
Yeah,
That,
we were talking.
that's P life. That's P's life. So
Yeah,
how
yeah.
you gonna take away his life and change it up at the last minute? Come on, man.
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah,
yo, Kaze, what up, nigga? Yo, Kaze, yo.
yeah.
Yo,
So
what's up? What's good? TSP.
yeah. It was real cool, man. And but they did highlight some of the people from the from the company that was there to represent. Yeah. So yeah. So they touched on a lot of people's lives that P. Lee touched, man. I mean, the dude was loved around the world. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Parker Lee.
Yep, yep, yep. And then I like how how they highlighted how he influenced and how he encouraged a lot of people more so than we knew at the time. So it was full circle, man. Full circle. Back from New York to Chicago, and just the people that he touched and all the projects that he worked on with many people. Yeah,
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 yeah. Cold
yeah.
Crush,
Yep, yep.
Jamalski,
Grandmaster
Akbar,
Cass. Yep, yep,
Grandmaster Kaz, because he
yep,
had that label was called Jazz Child. I think
yep,
his name is label.
yep. Jazz Child. Yep, yep,
Yeah, that
yep.
was my man, Parker
And I was
Lee.
surprised that Akbar was even able to get through it, because they was very tight, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
and,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
it was a little point where Akbar kind of like he kind of teared up a little bit,
Only
but
expected. Only
yeah,
expected.
exactly,
That's his brother, man. Come on.
yeah, but he made it through. He made it through, man.
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
had
wow.
spoke to him like, like I had called him like the day after. I said, I know you're gonna get bombarded with calls, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and I'm gonna meet you the next day. And I hit him, to ask
Yeah,
where his head was at. He's like, my brother left me, man. It's like, yeah, I
yeah,
know.
yeah,
So I don't know what to
yeah,
do with my brother right now, man. I said, you know what to do, B. Just keep
yeah,
it together.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
Yeah. It was a sad occasion, but we was there deep, man. A lot of the graffiti writers showed up. You know what I'm saying? And we was that thing was that was one of the most hip hop ceremonies for a funeral service that I ever seen. It was actually a memorial service because, well, and then Slang actually designed the coffin. I don't know if you've seen the pictures of it, but it was
Nah, I don't think
it was painted and everything, man. And I was like, I said, where they get that from? And they was like, oh, Slang did that. And then Slang said, yeah, I designed it and everything in my studio.
that's what's up right there. That's
Yeah,
definitely what's
man,
up.
it was dope. So, and then the crazy thing is that his ex-wife and Steph, which was his current girlfriend, they were both in well, Steph was there in person, but his ex-wife was connected via the internet. So
Okay.
she came on and everything she said was all positive. She didn't talk about nothing negative. She just came on and talked about P League for what it was, and I thought that
Right.
was encouraging.
Right. Right.
And she even gave a shout out to Steph. She was like, into his current girlfriend, you know, I understand why you love him, because I, you know, when I was with him, I loved him too.
Mhm. Yeah. Parker Lee.
Yeah. So it was love, man. But like I said, that's another reason why we're trying to do these type of, you know, things with these interviews and trying to archive our history, because we're losing our brothers and sisters. You know,
Yeah.
and the good thing is we got Peely's story before we lost him, so we do have his story.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, yeah,
Great.
yeah. So you know, so yeah, man. So I want to thank you, man, for coming on and taking a little bit of time out of your day
Oh,
to
word. Anytime, brother.
yeah. You know, like I said, it's been so long, man. I was so excited when I found out it was you. And I was like, man, we finally caught up with Kaze. I said, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you got Kingdom right there, man. You could just, I talk to Kingdom, you know, Kingdom pick up the phone, call me like, yo, this, yeah. And like I said, you know, shout out, you know, RP to my man Miller. You know, we lost him.
Yeah.
It's been over 2 years, you know.
Yeah.
And like I said, anytime Miller is out here, he at my house. Miller
Yeah.
be here 3-4 months.
Yeah.
Doing what he do. So, you know,
Yeah.
so it ain't, you know the right people. It ain't hard to find me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I haven't changed my phone number since 2001, so I don't hide.
Look, we locked in now, so it's all good. It's all
Yeah,
good.
I ain't hiding from nobody.
You definitely had me fooled in the beginning, because me and my boy JMD, he was like, "Who is Ben over?" I said,
What's up with JMD?
He cool, man. He doing good. He actually is in the GA or the ATL right now for
Oh yeah,
temporary.
there was one crew I was associated with too. That's Buck. I used to run
Oh,
like them crazy.
you was
Yeah,
okay.
Jahar, Kabar, the Gods,
Okay, cool.
goddamn DAT, Rhythm Crazy Ass. We was on D
Yeah.
Soul.
Yeah, Buck Crew
just
was
some we just I don't even know how that nonsense started. We just run around Buck. Yeah, all right, that sounds good.
Buck Crew was a big crew.
I couldn't even tell what was yeah, I don't even know. A lot of them, none of them cats from over there on SETI name.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Do you remember D Soul?
Yeah, Diane.
Yeah. I haven't seen her in a long time either.
Actually, she just posted something, and she was at a skating ring. Somewhere out in Chicago, somewhere out south. Wherever
Okay.
roller skating ring, she was in a roller skating ring, roller skating.
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, she's still out there, and so I said big up to my man Tego.
Yes, sir.
You know, Filthy Rich, Maine. Man, App G can't forget about her crazy ass. The Queen Nuisance.
Yeah.
I mean, these people I still speak to this day. Actually, shout out to Lil J Miller. You know what I'm saying? We just set up a bunch. He just set up something. We all donated a few dollars to help him get He's just Jamie's son. He said he got accepted to go into one of them foreign leagues, play ball.
Okay.
Well, I guess for a tryout or whatever.
Okay.
So you know, we all donated a little thing, get him started so he can get over there and get his dreams. Since his pops ain't here to help him, you know. But Jamie always told me, say, yo, man. I said, yeah, I got you, man. If I help out wherever I can, you know, I got you, man. You my man, 50 grand, your crazy ass. You know.
Well, listen, man. Hey, man, it's been a pleasure talking to you, man. We're gonna go ahead and end this broadcast. But yo, listen, man, we're gonna stay in touch. You know, I'm connected with you now. Know how to find you, and we'll keep the connection tight. You know.
Word. And let me know what a link to that book that you got that you with the
Yeah.
pictures
So,
and stuff.
yeah, because the book is still in production. So as soon as it get
Okay.
ready, man, yeah, I'm gonna definitely keep you posted. Because I'm just
Word.
trying to compile all of these stories, man. It's so many. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
word.
And that's what me and Kingdom was talking about earlier today, is trying to figure out how we can put this stuff together to tell the story better. Because we all of us are so connected, you know.
Oh yeah, always and my man, my ill state brothers. I can't forget about them. Y'all the boys I met before a lot of cats. Man, Prodigy and EQ. I knew you brothers in Fear. Damn.
Yep. Shout out
You
to
know
Brother
what I mean?
Fear.
We go way back, man. I mean,
That's
back
what's up,
when
man.
Fear was going to class, you know, with the Ansars.
Yep. For sure.
Well,
Well, hey,
I
man.
appreciate being on your show, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
I thank you very much.
I'm gonna tell Jay that, you know, that we chatted it up. You know, he probably busy right now, but he usually tunes in, you know, like I said, and check it out. And he come in sometime and ask questions himself. But I'll let him know that we had the interview.
Word.
Yeah. So one love, my brother. You know, and I'll be in touch with you sooner than later.
Oh, word. Word up.
All right, my brother.
And big up, you know, RYC live, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Keeping it
Thank
live
you.
at all times. Fresh
Yes, sir.
Fridays. All right. I see you.
All right, man.
All right. Peace to the
One love.
gods.
Peace
One.
out, my brother. One.